guys see me and Professor Van running the dojo and stuff, and you know, and honestly, like I couldn't do it without like my squad of my black belts and my future black belts. Like they're they're my heart, man. I love them, and I know like how tight their little squad is, and I love seeing them. They're like my brothers and sisters and stuff. And my kids always ask, like, are they coming? And then Zarian was like, how long me and Gavin been family? like, you know, and like, you know, and he's like, who's my other two uncles? That I was like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So, you know, it's just like having that, again, I talk about that extended family and that circle. So just really quick, going through my story, because I want you guys to do some physical drills too, because I want, especially the male instructors in here and my SWAT team and the instructors that, or school owners, to understand that you can teach a woman self-defense quick and easy. You can teach anybody self-defense quick and easy. When they start falling in love with it and they start becoming open-minded, then you can get more intricate with it. So just real quick, again, I just want to reiterate to my students here, you see me all the time up here. What I'm about to tell you, don't judge me and think I'm soft, because I'm never soft again in my life. I'm not. I will bite someone's face off before anything bad ever happens to me again. I'm going to tell you what happened to me, but this was before. This is not the Master K you guys know. The Master K I give you guys now that does not drink, does not do negative things and put negative things in her body, does work out every day, eats healthy, that's the one you get. That's who I am, true to my heart and soul, and because of God. And I want you guys to know that. So what I'm about to tell you happened before I became that strong Master K. And the reason I want to tell you is because I want you guys to understand, especially the young women in here, sit up and pay attention, girl. You know I don't play that. Is to respect yourself and love yourself. Just like she said about perseverance, and she was talking about abusive relationships and loving yourself, it all is a marriage. It goes hand in hand. So I graduated high school early, and I was 16, and I went on to college. That wasn't because I was super smart. I just worked my butt off, and like I skipped first grade and went straight to second grade from kindergarten. I might have been smart back then, but everything from there, I promise you to God, I worked my butt off for those A's and B's. I'm not like Messiah or my daughter who's like uber smart and it's easy. Nope. I'm a jock and I love it. I love being me. But I did graduate high school early, and I went to college before I turned 17. And at that point, I was trying to keep up with the older kids in college, so I felt like I had to have a boyfriend. So I got a boyfriend, and I was trying to keep up with that whole thing and being older than 16, going to college and stuff. And so what had happened was he had broke up with me one day, and then I had this part-time job. Back then you could work like at 12 and a half or something with a work permit. Now I'm really telling you how old I am. And like I had a part-time job at this telemarketing agency. Those are people that call people and annoy them to buy products. That was my job back then.
The one I hang up on every day.
So I had some friends there, and I was going through this guy dumped me thing and whatnot, and she was just like, hey, I'm going to this party later. I had knew them, like we ate lunch together. They were like what I consider back then friends. I know, I'll tell you now why my circle's the way it is. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to this party later. You want to go? Blah, 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 blah. So at 17, you know, I was like going out to nightclubs, hanging in the clubs, drinking. And back then, the less you wore, the easier you could get into the club with no ID. And I'm telling you this for a specific reason. I'm going to get to it with the girls especially. So I would be going to nightclubs, partying, doing all this stuff. And she was like, yeah, you know, don't worry about him. Come to this party with me or whatever. And I was like, okay. And back then, I weighed like 90 pounds. Like, yeah. And I remember I had ate like a Snickers bar that day. And I got dressed, went to this party. And I know the name of the street. I know everywhere it is. And I was drinking, and I started feeling sick. They were just giving me drinks, these guys, giving me more drinks, and I was drinking, and I was trying to forget, like I was a nobody. And so I started feeling like I was about to throw up. So I was like, dang, I should have ate food. I know I'm getting sick because I only ate this candy bar, and I'm drinking all this alcohol. And remind you, I'm 17 years old right now. And so I was like, where's the bathroom? I gotta go get sick. So I go up, and in the city, in the row homes, you go through a room, it's called the middle room, to get to the bathroom. And when I was little, I used to have to sleep in the middle room. And so when I went into the bathroom to get sick, all the lights and stuff were on. And when I came out, when I was coming out after getting sick, I cut the light off and then went and opened the door. And when she talks about choices, that was like a bad choice on my part now. And when I went out, it was pitch black. I mean, pitch black. I could hear the music and stuff. And I was like trying to fumble back to find the light switch. And next thing you know, I just felt being like drugged down by my hair. And at the time, I had real long hair. And I thought it was girls like trying to jump me. And so I was like swatting at first, like, what the hell did I do to these girls? Next thing you know, I just feel boom in my face, boom. And I just started getting punched in my face, and I was like, yo, this can't, and I'm thinking in my head, this can't be girls. And I just feel like a knee, like I felt they drugged me down to the ground, and I just felt like a knee in my chest, like holding me down and just punching me in my face. And I'm like thinking, like, what did I do to somebody? That's all I kept thinking the whole time, like, what did I do to somebody? And then, like, in an instant, it clicked, like a light just shined right in my eyes real bright. I was like, these are guys, and they're about to either kill me or rape me. And I could, like, see, like, some, and they were just still beating me up. So I just started trying to fight back. And mind you, I've been in martial arts since I was 4 years old. And like she said, I was like an athlete. I was in the sport element of the martial arts since I was 4 years old. I was nice with katas and sparring, and I would spar the adult men in my class. I remember all this. And I just remember, like, not being able to really defend myself, right? And all I could just do was keep scratching and clawing and trying to block while they were punching me and hitting me. And then they just started ripping my clothes off. I mean, ripping all my clothes off. And I was like, oh my God, like, I can't stop them. And the next thing you know, they were doing everything you can imagine to violate me and just to hurt me. And I was still trying to fight back. And then I just felt like burning on my body. And I'm like, what is this? And I thought they were burning me, but they were stabbing me. And I got scars down my side and this. And like the next thing you know is like, I was still trying to fight back because I didn't realize that they had stabbed me. And I thought like they had like a cigarette in my mind, like I can't really see what's going on. I'm just trying to like breathe and survive here. And I just thought like, man, why are they burning me? And next thing you know, when I tried to like just forcefully sit up, they took a hammer and they broke my face with a hammer. And like, I just kind of gave up at that point, and I was like, please, just don't kill me. Don't get me pregnant. And you guys hear a lot of stuff that's going around in social media today, and it's like, it's really bothering me about some of these laws and things that are passing, because out of all of that, the only thing I was allowed or could muster up to say to them was like, please don't kill me, because I had a daughter at that time. And I was like, please don't kill me, because I was thinking like, I still want to be her mom. And I was thinking about my dad, like I'm his only daughter. Like he waited so long to have me. And like, these were the things that I was thinking of. And please don't get me pregnant. Like those were just things that were like going through my head. And when they were done, they threw like a mattress on top of me, like I was garbage. And like, no one, the girl I went with, no one came and looked for me. Someone found me by accident. And she was screaming. And she, I don't know what it was, but she ripped something and she covered me up. And then, you know, the police and everybody came. And I was just like crying. And they were like, we're not going to touch you until a woman comes. We have a woman detective coming. She's going to help you. And I was like, I just didn't want no guys near me. They had to wait. And mind you, the whole time I did not even realize I had a knife sticking in my hand. And I walk around to this day with scars and stuff on my body. like, every time I go to pick up something, I see the scars. I have no sense of smell on the side of my face. Like, this hand is like numb and weird on the inside. Like, so it's a lot of things. Like, you know, my husband and I tried to have babies for so long, but they damaged me. I had 9 miscarriages. We had 9 miscarriages. And that's why I love Messiah Zarian so much, because Messiah came like as a blessing to me. And that's why he's named Messiah, from the Messiah. He's my gift from God. His name is Marsiah because it's Martha, Professor Bam's mom, and Messiah. I had a dream. This is how we had his name. I had a dream, Professor Bam's mom and a Chinese man in a white coat, who I'm assuming was a doctor. I know, stereotype. And he said, your baby is your Messiah. So that's how we got Messiah's name. And I woke Professor Bam up in the middle of the night and told him that's how we got his name. So when you see me with my kids, they're like part of what saved my life and helped me turn around and become strong. But honestly, like, I stopped competing. I was off the circuit for a while. And then I've known my husband since I was 8 years old, and I ran into him at my instructor's tournament. And he said, hey, you want to go have pizza with all of us? And I was like, sure. And when he found out what happened, like, he was like, you want to stay the night? And I was like, he's like, no, you can sleep in my room. I'll sleep on the couch. He's like, I just want to take you somewhere in the morning. And at the time, I started getting high. I was smoking crack. And I was doing all these really bad things to my body. I had shaved my hair off because of what they did in my hair. And I never wanted it around me again. And I wanted it off my body. And I remember one night coming in so intoxicated in my dad's house. He had my daughter, and I fell through the glass table. And he was like, that's it, you gotta do something. And I made the decision the next day to give my daughter to her other grandparents and her dad. Worst decision I ever made, because I didn't think I would be this person today. I didn't think I could live. I didn't think I would be okay to be okay for her. So when I push Miss Sarah and people tell her, don't do too much too fast. No, that's why I push her, because I want you to be good for you so you could be good for your kids. That's what I look at. And that's what I do every day. When I'm working out, it's not for me, it's so I could be good for me, so I could be good for other people. Because, and luckily today, me and my daughter are like good, and you know, we got that. But I didn't think I could be any good for her. I didn't. And I didn't think I deserved her. And remembering how my dad looked when he saw me in the hospital, looking like I had a third head, and knowing that's his daughter, and he couldn't do anything to fix it. And it was just like one of the worst times of my life. And the reason I wanted some of the younger girls in here, because it does matter what you wear. That's why I don't care about fashion statements or anything anymore, because I tried to wear less to get into the club easy. That's why if you wear short shorts or crop tops and those things, there's a way to wear it where you still respect yourself. Not with your butt cheeks hanging out, because no one deserves it, but you can put yourself in situation to ask for it. And that's what I did. You know, I put myself in dumb situations, and that happened to me. I look back now, I have the program Women's Street Combat. We will rip your face off. You will not ever do that to me again. If I get AIDS biting the skin off your face, I'm cool with that. Like, but you are not gonna do to me what they did to me ever again in my life. And you know, so that's why I'm like, I had another young lady who skipped school, and her dad and mom told us, and they were like, can you please talk to her? And this was my advice to her. Why would you put yourself in a situation for 5 seconds that you will never forget for the rest of your life? Because I can't forget it. When I see a hammer, you know why we have that hammer in the school? He went and bought it to help me get past it. That's why we hit the tire, because that's how we train. We train with the hammer hitting the tire so I could get past it and look at it and not feel like I was going to throw up or pass out or faint. Why do we do certain ways of doing self-defense and all? Because the next morning, when I told you I stayed over his house, you know where he took me? He said, come on, we jog into, and we're going to go jog somewhere. He made me jog like 5 miles to an AA meeting. And like, I laugh about it now. I'm like, dude, our first date was jogging to an AA meeting 5 miles. But he saved my life, man. Like, that's why he's way more than my husband. He saved my life. He made me believe in me again. Like, he gave me back me. He gave me back something that I never truly ever had in my life, to be honest with you guys. And that's why he's more than my husband. That's why I would die and go to hell for him. I respect him with the utmost respect. And there's nothing anybody could ever do to make me change that about him. And he started taking me out and telling me to tell my story. He said, the more you tell your story, the stronger you get. You fight them with telling your story. You helping other people is fighting them. And I'll be honest, you want to know how messed up our system is? One guy got 18 months for assault, like one. The other two guys, one, they almost didn't catch because they weren't, I didn't know who they were. And apparently they were all like friends of the person who had the house party. Nobody would tell who they were. And when I went to court, come to find out a fourth person was there, a guy watching it. So he knew who the three guys were, but he would never tell. So the third guy got 8 months and the other guy got like a year. And you want to know why they didn't get such a harsh sentence? Because I consented to them raping me by saying, don't get me pregnant. And I didn't know, like, that's how crappy it is for us as a woman. You're raping me, you're violating me, but because I said, please don't get me pregnant, that's consent. So they got jail time for not raping me, not doing all the things they did, but for beating me up, assault. And that's why I tell girls, be mindful of your space. Watch what you wear. So what if she's wearing cute little tight jeans? You don't have to wear that. Wear what you want to wear. Stand up and be assertive. Y'all know why when Fallon's fighting and she's crying, I'm behind her. And what do? I push you into the fight, don't I? I don't care, do I? And I tell you that in your ear, like, I don't even care. Keep fighting. Don't I say that to you?